Fellow LinkedIn associates, my name is Armand. You're already part of my link. You might have seen my pictures whenever you're going through your contacts. I've seen yours. Now, this specifically. I'm making this program. I want to be able to. It's for only 10 minutes, keeping within a reasonable amount of time. I want to talk about what is the next major slide that's coming, which you all already know about, the commercial slide. There is $3 trillion expected to be sliding, and currently LoopNet is reporting somewhere around 800,000 properties, staggering number, in LA County that are supposed to be up for sale. Now we both know with the vacancy factors of 30-40%, and plus on top of it, we have balloon payments due of 5, 7, 10 years. Every one of them has to refinance, and nobody can. So we're looking at 7.4 million across the nation. That's an enormous hit that our government is going to take. Generally speaking, I've been following for the last several years as to what kind of legislation that they've been trying to come up with. And even though with the new financial reform, I can't see the administration actually being able to do anything to go to stop this slide, or at least divert it, or at least assist it. Modification, I believe, was more or less 700 billion of our money was given to the banks, and essentially they put that towards cash reserve, and they said there's a tsunami of foreclosures coming, and we're going to go ahead and make ourselves cash rich to be able to handle that. But realistically, it's not going to affect the commercial market. This was for the residential. The commercial, within the span of time that we have right now, the gap is already closed off enough that there is not enough time for them to be able to pass anything through the House, Senate, executive. By the time which they ratify it and it actually hits Wall Street for them to do something with it, it's too little too late. I think all of you will agree with that. Now, the fractional banking that we've been on, and the fact that central bank is lending out, the 7 for every 1, is putting us in an inflationary state. We really need to be able to come up with something to be able to hold this off. I have a proposal that I'm going to send to you. It's made out extremely simple. I have a lengthy version of it as well, some 80 pages, if you're interested in reading it. Now, what is the proposal about is this. A way that we don't have to be able to alter the laws that we currently have, and we can be able to make a non-performing security into a performing one. Now, as you know, all the loans were generally sold overseas through securitization. Now, the investors that bought the paper overseas, they more or less right now they're stuck like all the rest of us. They have no choice. The only place that we have that we can be able to do anything with that does not involve the banks or the system that we have to go through, and the system is our biggest problem. It's become so complicated that we can't be able to overcome it. Nobody in the system wants to make a decision. No vice president, nobody. I've argued with vice presidents, senior vice presidents, to the presidents of banks. Nobody makes a decision. They only quote investor guidelines. So, the way to be able to do this, the only place that we have a discount is by purchasing the note. You know that the notes that are sold overseas that are non-performing paper is going around 50% or less of market value. The idea is to be able to find out how or who it is that's holding the note. It's not possible because we have banking regulations, securities exchange regulations that are standing in the way. We can overcome that, I believe, by using an admiralty law. Through the courts, if we have, during discovery, we can be able to press the issue, they will have to tell us. Now, once we know, we can be purchasing that note for a fraction of its total face value. So if, let's say, a commercial property with multi-units, I'm not discussing here single use, only multi-units, strip centers, shopping centers, high-rise, like that. That is non-functional, 30-40% vacancies or so, we can more or less, even up to a 50% vacancy, we can make it functional. by purchasing the note at half of its price or less. Now, three major problems are in our way. One, the borrower that is currently the owner of the property does not qualify. Two, who's going to be managing the property? Three, does the debt service itself? This is what the guidelines are nowadays for the commercial. All of that can be overcome with this. What is the idea is this. We form a consortium. We purchased a note from overseas after we find out through the legal system who it is that the owner of the note is, owner of the securities, I should say. We take that security, bringing it back into the US under the consortium. The consortium will be the one that is borrowing the money to be able to re-securitize. What we're looking to do is this way. The owner of the property would put the property under an LLC that's a wholly owned subsidiary of the consortium. The consortium will give them a complex stock swap in return. Anytime they want, they're in charge of the LLC and they can be able to dilute the LLC and go. All they owe us is the face value that we purchased from and something extra for the consortium. That's it. In the meantime, the consortium is obtaining a loan to pay off the investor that purchased the note overseas. So what we're doing here essentially is that we're converting a non-functional note into a AAA rated security back again. Currently, as I understand, in Europe, the popular thing is they've been doing cap bonds, that where the investment banker is responsible for what it is that they're selling. Please, if I was as an investment banker, I would never want to be responsible for the paper that I'm purchasing from the banks. Hell, the banks are not responsible for the paper that they're doing because their underwriters, they're saying, are the ones that are responsible for it. The chain keeps going down the line. Everybody's passing the buck. The consortium will be responsible. It would be similar to a cap bond. It would have a insurance guarantee for performance on there. A, it would make it more marketable, and B, it would make it stable. Any residual amount that we have on some of the properties that, let's say, few of the properties have depreciated in value because of a certain area, will be compensated by the receivables that are coming in from the other properties. So essentially, if you have a commercial piece of property and it is non-functional, you're putting out of your pocket every month to be able to hold on to it, you don't have to anymore. You know you're going to lose this property because there's no way you can be able to support this. When you first got the loan, they said that anything over 5% vacancy, you already knew this. So now, with the market being hit so hard and credit tightening the way it is, that doesn't really leave any room for you to be able to play. Your vacancies have gone up. You turn it over to the consortium. You stay the owner of the property. You never lose ownership. At the same time, the consortium becomes responsible for it. As the market declines, it will guarantee, with the total sum of the assets that the consortium has, will guarantee that your property will not go. This is more than AAA rated security in my eyes, because it is with the total sum being guaranteed. No laws are being changed. No new legislation is necessary. This is, in my opinion, is one of the few ways that we can be able to stabilize the market. As it is right now, the market has been shattered with a single family, and once this commercial hits, I don't see anybody that's got any better ideas going on. What I'm asking you to read through the steps. I'm going to give you a 1 through 10 steps exactly how this is going to happen. Please critique it, think about it. Every individual counts. They have think tanks. They're all made up individuals. I need your help. Give me your ideas. Tell me what you think is right, what you think is wrong. Let us be able to refine this. I need your help. You're doing anything that has to do with real estate, and most of you are. 1,500 people I have in my network right now, and I picked every one of them on purpose. I send the invitations, knowing that I was keeping a balance between people that have experience in securities, banking, so on and so forth. So I need your help. Let's pull this together. This is not a matter of I'm trying to build IBM. This is a consortium. Nobody's going to make any more or any less. We're all going to have a hand in this. But this is the only answer we have. Either this or we got war. Either this, we got problems. That's always been the answer, that seems like, for a declining market. So please take a look through what it is that I'm sending and get back to me and let me know what your opinion is. This is not something that is professionally put together to such a degree. I was told by an investment banker in the East Coast, well, what makes you think that you can be able to be coming up with something like this? What makes you think anybody can be coming up with something like this? Please. All of us are in the boat equally, and the boat is sinking. So everybody needs to be able to chip in and come up with ideas. This is one idea. You have a better one? I'll sit down and talk to you. No, help me out. Let's make this thing happen. Thank you.